A slow start, kind of like last year. They haven't really broken out in the past couple of years. They've really just been a mediocre team under Coach Ed Matz. What are the expectations for the team this year?
Well, looking at the makeup of this team, it's similar to last year. They only lost 3 seniors from last season's squad that made it to the A10 semifinals in a tough 1-0 loss to LaSalle, who was ranked as one of the better teams in the country. So that was a pretty good fight they gave up at the end of last year. They only lost 3 seniors. They bring back their starting goaltender, Danielle Krasinski, who was a redshirt freshman last year, and she was phenomenal. She kept them in every single game. She's back this year. She started the first 5 games this year. And they added a new freshman goalie, Cassidy Benton. Last year, they only had Danielle on the roster as the only goalkeeper. Wow. So she had no competition in practice. So maybe adding this freshman will do something different for them.
For sure.
But, looking at the strength of this team, I think you have to go with the defense and the goaltending. Last year, they only allowed 1.2 goals per game. And this year, they're kind of on that pace with 1.1 goals allowed per game. I know it's early, but that's kind of what it seems like they're going to keep on doing, because that's just the makeup of their team. Between talking to Ed Matz the last year, he's primarily focuses on defense, and that's kept them in every single game. And through 6 games this year so far, they played in 5 overtime games. So that tells you that, offensively they're not there yet, but they're defensively.
They're playing very competitive, yeah. So, but now, Joey, we've talked about the strengths and the weaknesses of the men and women. What do you expect this team to? Where do you expect them to finish when the season's at its end?
Well, last year they finished in the upper half of the Atlantic 10 standings, and I picture them to do the same thing this year. Like I said earlier, the makeup is pretty much the same. They only lost 3 seniors, which were big. They lost their best defensive player, Lawrence Kasavage, and their leading goal scorer, Brittany Moore, who had only scored 8 goals. So, like we said earlier, goal scoring is going to be at a premium for this team. They're going to have to find ways to score more goals as the defense plays well. But, from last year and, certainly beginning of this year, they've been in every single game. Like I said, they played 5 overtime games out of 6 games. They've only allowed 1.1 goals per game. So if they can find a way to find the back of the net, I think they're going to be there right at the top of the A10 standings.